Alright, Planar here, back with another Honkai Star Rail guide. Today I'm here with the full build guide and everything you will need to know in order to optimally build Sunday. This video will take you over a simplified version of his kit and eidolons, making it really easy to understand. We'll take you over major traits priority, followed by that we'll take you over some of the best lightcone options with explanations, and then finally take you over everything you need to know about his relics, including his best sets, best ornaments, main stats, and the substats you do want. This video will also specify about the -1 speed Sunday or the 160 plus speed Sunday. Before I get into the video, if you guys find this video helpful, dropping a like would be greatly appreciated. Make sure to also subscribe and turn on the bell icon for future videos like this, and be sure to share the video to anyone who may need a Sunday guide. With enough said, let's get straight into the video. So Sunday is an imaginary character following the path of harmony. His basic attack will deal imaginary damage from 50% to 100% of Sunday's attack to a single enemy. His skill will enable a single ally and their summon to act. The ally you do buff and give the action will get an increased damage dealt, going from 15% to 30% increase, and will gain an additional 25 to 50% if the ally does have a summon, and it will last for 2 turns. If you do use the buff on the ally that is considered the beautified, you will gain an additional skill point. You will also not be able to give the action to other harmony characters. Sunday's ultimate allows you to use it on one designated ally. First, you will grant 20% of their max energy to that actual ally, and you will also turn the ally and their summon into the beautified. The beautified will have their crit damage increased from 12% up to 30% of Sunday's crit damage, plus an additional 8 to 12%. The beautified's duration decreases by 1 on Sunday's turn and lasts for a total of 3 turns. Sunday's talent will allow you to grant crit rate to an ally of the one you do choose, giving you 10 to 20% for 3 turns. For Sunday's technique, the first time using an ability in a battle will increase their damage dealt, giving you an extra 50% for that ally for 2 turns. His major traces are as followed. For his A2, if ultimate regenerates less than 40 energy, it will increase the energy regenerated to 40 for the ally being buffed. Followed by that, the A4 will let Sunday gain 25 energy at the start of the battle. And finally, his A6 will allow the skill to dispel 1 debuff on the ally it is used on. Taking a look at his eidolons, for his E1, when you do use the skill, you allow that ally you chose to buff to ignore defense. The ally themselves will be able to ignore 16% of the target's defense, but if they do have a summon, that summon will be able to ignore 40% of the enemy's defense, and this will last for 2 turns. His E2 will allow his first ultimate's use to recover 2 skill points, and will also increase the damage dealt by the beautified by 30%. His E4 will allow Sunday to regenerate 8 energy at the start of the turn. And for his final eidolon, his E6 will allow his talent's crit rate boost to become stackable up to 3 times. The duration of the talent also does increase by 1, and now the ultimate also applies the talent's crit rate effect. If the ally you choose to buff does exceed over 100% crit rate, they will also gain crit damage, which the conversion rate is 1% crit rate over 100% will give you 2% crit damage. Meaning, if you have 101% crit rate, you will gain 2% crit damage. If you have 102, you'll gain 4%, and so on and so forth. For his major trace priority, first you want to prioritize to get his A2 in order to consume less skill points, helping you effectively set up and helping you streamline easier. Followed by that will be his A6, because you do definitely want to have a debuff in case an enemy maybe outspeed you, and if you get CC'd, it can definitely impact your rotations and throw everything out the window. Followed by that will be his A4, which will let you start the battle with plus 25 energy. As you can tell from Sunday's kit, he is another action advancing character who specializes in giving summons and an additional buff, but works fantastic for any hypercarry DPS or any DPS that would want to crit, allowing DPS to get multiple turns thanks to the fact that his skill does give an extra turn. And for anyone that does have a summon, they will let their summon be able to also immediately act, which is definitely extremely different from any character we do have in the game, as the current action forwarders do not let the summon act right after the wear, because unfortunately their buff does not apply to the actual summon. Sunday is also unique with giving you energy, so on top of getting a damage dealt buff and a big increase to crit damage in another turn, you're also gaining energy, making him a very big powerhouse of a support. Taking a look at the best lightcone options for Sunday, his best one is going to be his own signature lightcone, as it does allow the wearer to regenerate energy, and ally gains a stack of him when using skill or ultimate on them. Gives you 6 to 8 energy, him stacks up to 3 times. Each stack of him increases the holder's damage dealt, giving you plus 15% up to 24%, and every 2 instances of skill/ultimate the wearer uses, you will recover 1 skill point. This Lightcone is fantastic for Sunday as it does help him gain more energy for his ultimate, as his ultimate is extremely powerful. On top of that, the stacks of him will help your ally that you are buffing to gain additional damage dealt, and this Lightcone will take Sunday from being SP negative into an SP positive support, making this the best option you can use. Another fantastic option is But the Battle Isn't Over, as it increases energy regeneration rate by 10 up to 18%, regenerates 1 skill point every second use of the ultimate, and using the skill will grant the next ally taking action more damage, 30 to 50%. Once again, this will help with Sunday getting his ult back easier. On top of that, every second time you do use your ultimate, so you'll use it once, you'll get the skill point, next time you won't get it, the one after that you will get it, one after you won't get it, and so on. That will help you with some skill point management as well, and since Sunday is an action advancer, giving the ally that gets the skill another action, he's able to make use of the last part of the Lightcone extremely well, since the person he does use the skill on will be the next one attacking every time. So they will definitely gain the more damage buff. Fantastic 4-star options. The first one includes Dance Dance Dance, which when using ultimate advances all allies' actions by 16% up to 24%. Do note, if you are running a -1 speed Sunday, this might affect your speed tuning, so definitely proceed with caution. Another good option is Past and Future, because using skill grants the next ally taking action increased damage 16% up to 32% and excludes the wearer. Once again, the person you use the skill on will be the next one to attack, so they're able to fully make use of this buff, making it a fantastic choice for Sunday. Another great option is Planetary Rendezvous, which will increase the damage of any ally that is the same type as the wearer from 12% up to 24%. The only restriction is you will only be able to get this buff if you are running other imaginary characters on the team, so if you are buffing another imaginary character such as Il Danheng, then you will be able to make use of this Lightcone, otherwise it will be useless. Before we talk about the actual relics that are the best for Sunday, let's first talk about the -1 speed and also the 160 speed and what the differences are. First, talking about the -1 speed, what this means is you build Sunday to be 1 speed lower than your actual carry. So let's say if you want to have breakpoint speed, so let's say you have Sunday on 134 speed, that means you would want your carry to have 135 speed. What this does mean is after your carry does damage, right after the carry's turn ends, Sunday will be the next one to act and will be able to give your carry another turn, effectively buffing the damage you will do and giving more DPS output, practically doubling it, making the setup extremely powerful. The next way to build him is the Hyperspeed or 160 plus speed build, which the whole goal is to let Sunday act as many times within a cycle. 160 speed will allow Sunday to gain 2 actions within a cycle, allowing him to give it your DPS 2 turns in that cycle. Another benefit to the Hyperspeed version is that you can change the boots that your carry may have. For example, let's say you want to have breakpoint speed on your carry, so you are running speed boots. With the Hyperspeed on Sunday, you will no longer need that, and you can change it to something like attack percent, increasing the damage that your carry can do, as speed will not really matter on the actual DPS, since mainly the turns will come from Sunday giving them the action forward. Overall, the most output comes from the actual -1 speed, but Hyperspeed is still extremely powerful. But now, finally taking a look at the best relic sets for Sunday. Overall, the best set you can run on Sunday is going to be the new Relieved Ordeal set, which the 2-piece gives you a 6% speed increase, and the 4-piece, when you do use your skill or ultimate on an ally, you will increase that ally's crit damage by 18%, stacking up for 2 times and lasting for 2 turns. As both his skill and ultimate is going to be a buff on your ally, you are able to easily stack up the full effect of the 4-piece, and this will give you up to 36% crit damage to the ally you are buffing, making it an extremely powerful and the best option for Sunday. Another great option is the Messenger Traversing Hackerspace, which the 2-piece is the same as the Relieved Ordeal set, as it gives you a 6% speed increase, and the 4-piece, using ultimate on an ally, increases team speed by 12%, lasts for 1 turn, and cannot be stacked. Do note, similar to Dance Dance Dance, this can also mess up your speed tuning, so be sure to account for this if you are doing specific speed tunings, namely the -1 speed. And then the final 4-piece relic set will be the 4-piece of the Eagle set. The 2-piece gives you a 10% wind damage bonus, which is going to be useless as Sunday does not really deal damage and he is not also wind. But the 4-piece using ultimate advances forward their action, giving you a 25% action forward after you do use your ultimate, which effectively allows you to get more actions, which can help you do more skills, which will equate to more damage output as you're giving your ally more turns, and will also let you use the skill, giving you more energy in the end, helping you loop the effect of this actual relic set. So anytime you do use your ultimate, you're going to be gaining a 25% action forward, making it a very powerful option as well. Now those are the main relic sets you would be doing, but if you are not going to be able to do any of those 4 pieces, or you are still going to farm them, then you would have to combine 2 piece with 2 pieces. So combining something like 2 piece speed with 2 piece speed is a fine idea, or you could combine 2 piece with one of the speed sets and then doing another one with any set that gives you some form of survivability. But definitely aim to get a 4 piece as fast as possible. Taking a look at the best Planar ornaments, a fantastic one is going to be the new Lushaka set, as it does give the wearer 5% energy regeneration rate, and the character position first on the team lineup gains attack percent up to 12% attack. Do note, you must not have the wearer of this set be positioned first, otherwise it will be useless and will not work. So be sure to have this on your Sunday and place them second, third, or fourth, and have your DPS that you want to get the buff positioned first. This set can also be stacked, so if you're running 2 Harmony supports, you can give this to your Sunday and you can give this to, for example, your Robin, and you could still get up to 24% for the hyper carry position first. Another fantastic set is Broken Keel, which gives you 10% effect res, and if you do have 30% or higher effect res, you will increase the team's crit damage by 10%. Effect res is really nice as it's going to let you get CC'd less, and this ornament innately already gives you almost half of what you do need to get the crit damage increase. And just like Lushaka, you can give other people Broken Kill, so everyone gets an additional 10%, so you can give up to 30% if you are running 3 other characters that do have Broken Kill. But overall, this is a fantastic option for Sunday. Fleet of the Ages is also another fantastic set, as it does give you 12% max HP, so helping you with survivability, and when you do have 120 speed or higher, team gains attack percent, giving you 8% attack. The only time this ornament may be an issue is if you are running the -1 speed, and you are taking a DPS that will not have above 120 speed, but for the most part that is practically never going to be happening. Usually always that DPS will have the 135 speed at minimum, so they also have breakpoint, and then so Sunday can get up to 134 speed, making him have breakpoint. So for the most part, Sunday will always have 120 speed or higher, making this a great supportive option, which also gives some survivability to Sunday. Another great option is the Penacony set, which gives you 5% energy regeneration rate, and other allies that are the same type as the wearer gain a damage increase plus 10% and also can stack. Just like the Planetary Rendezvous Lightcone, you will definitely have to have other people be imaginary, so your main DPS is going to have to be imaginary. Otherwise, it is just the 5% energy regeneration rate you're getting, making it not too powerful, and you're better off running something like Lushaka. But if you are running a imaginary DPS as the main hyper carry, then this is a really good option. Taking a look at the main stat recommendations for Sunday. For the body, you want to have crit damage in order to maximize on his crit damage buff from the ultimate. For the feet, you want to have speed, as it's going to be recommended to get above breakpoint even if you're doing -1 speed or hyper speed. For the orb, you want to have HP percent or defense percent for survivability. And for the link up, you want to have energy regeneration rate so you can get more energy for uptime on your ultimate. For the substat priority, first you want to prioritize speed to get it to where you do want it to be. What I mean by this is you want to tune it to where you are 1 speed below your DPS if you're doing that, and if you're doing hyperspeed, you want to make sure you get at least 160 speed or higher. Followed by that, if you are using Broken Keel, you want to get 30% effect res, and then past that comes crit damage, because you do want to get more crit damage in order to increase the crit damage buff Sunday can give from his ultimate. And anything past that will be survivability, so HP, defense, effect res, anything regarding those lines. Once again, first priority will be speed. Get it to -1 speed if you are going for that, or 160 speed or higher if you are doing hyperspeed. Second priority, if you are using Broken Keel, you want to get at least 30% in order to get the actual buff. Past that will be crit damage in order to increase the crit damage buff that the ultimate will provide. And anything after that will be your survivability stats. Taking a look at some general team ideas you could use for Sunday, just pretend Yukong here is actually Sunday. As Sunday is a Harmony support, he is extremely flexible on who he can be used with. Pretty much any hyper carry or form of crit DPS is going to greatly benefit from him. To name a specific one, the one that's going to receive the biggest buff is going to be Jing1, as he is the summon character of the game right now. So building a team around Jing1 is going to be good. So you can have something like Sunday and then your Jing1, then you can run your sustain, which for him, taking someone that can provide some energy would be good, so Huohuo would be a fantastic option. You could also take someone like Aventurine as well. And the last slot could be someone you could pair with Sunday. A fantastic pairing with Sunday for a Harmony support and a hyper carry setup is actually Robin, so Robin would be fantastic here as well. If you don't have Robin, you can also pair him with someone like Bronya as well, so you can get a double action forward team, which will be able to function well if you are able to manage skill points. But it doesn't have to be purely a summon character either. Like again, you could run Sunday, you can run a Feixiao hyper carry team, something like this as well, which would also take Robin here as well. So you get kind of a double support going here. You could also replace Robin with one of the other characters Feixiao is really good with, such as Topaz. You could also take the Hunter March 7th. You could also take Mose. You have a lot of options with that. Another team that you can actually do is the Acheron team. Acheron's going to be really good with Sunday. That's going to be one of the new best things you could do for Acheron. So you could run someone like Sunday, Acheron, and then your general Nihility stuff. So you take Xiaochu and then Aventurine. Sustain, you just take whatever you have. Xiaochu, you take the other Nihility you have. Sunday, even with an E0 Acheron, is going to be able to offset the Nihility original damage, which is why it's still a good idea even at E0. But at E2, just like mine, is where you especially will see the buffs. Since you have Xiaochu, which is the one Nihility, and the E2 requires the Nihility characters just to be one to get the full buff, so something like this would be a fantastic, if not the best team you could do. And yeah, again, you can get some funky stuff going on, like you could run a pure sustainless Zele thing where you'd run Sunday, Bronya, and then Zele, and then literally whoever else. Sustainless has a bunch of options, like once again, Ruan Mei, you constantly break, you can do a lot of stuff, as Zele will benefit from Sunday as well. Any hyper carry like Danheng, this is going to be like one of his best teams as well. You could take Sunday at Danheng, wherever he is right here. Running to sustain with him, primarily with Wolfo, and then you would also take someone like Robin for the last star at Harmony. You have a bunch of options, as Sunday is a hyper carry support, summon support, future proof support. You have so many options, you're not limited to one. Just the better thing that I should say is you don't want to run him with the dot team, and you don't want to run him with the break team that is not Boo Hill, because Boo Hill still will be good, as Boo Hill had the whole thing where you run an action advance like Bronya, so it'd be Sunday, Boot Hill, Linkshot or Gallagher, and then Ruan Mei. So you can do this, which is pretty much the same action forward team, but instead of Bronya, it is Sunday. That is all for the Sunday guide. This guide effectively took you over Sunday's kit and eidolons, major trace priority, best lightcones, best relics and ornaments, and the main stat and substat recommendations. Once again, if you found this video helpful, dropping a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new and haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for future videos like this and many other types of videos. Share this video to anyone you may know who needs a Sunday guide. And that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.